Kiwi Yarns with Brodie Kane.
Kia ora te whānau and welcome to Kiwi Yarns. Now today's guest is a movie star now, star of the new film from award-winning documentary maker Lisa Bird, No Tears on the Field. This follows quite a remarkable women's rugby season in Taranaki. It is a beautifully authentic and incredibly grassroots story. And one of the stars is with me, Southern rugby player Kate Thomson. You are one of the stars and it centres around your rugby season, but it also, what I believe, has such a more beautifully woven together, meaningful story before you even get to the field. Now you've swapped the early morning dairy farming. You're in a sort of like a whirlwind tour, a press tour. And you've come to the Kiwi Yarns batch. So thank you so much, Kate. Welcome to Kiwi Yarns.
Thank you.
A genuine how are you is how we always start. So how are you?
Feeling really good. Yeah, I am a bit of a movie star, so I'll give you a signature later.
Please do. No, fantastic. I love the fact as well that you're up here in Tamaki Makaurau. You've been attending screenings of No Tears on the Field, but one of the things that you were most excited to do while being here was drive over the Harbour Bridge for the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it everything you hoped it would be?
It was like feeling like an Emily in Paris kind of moment out the window, screaming at the top of my lungs. So didn't cause any accidents or anything, so it was good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I have watched No Tears on the Field. From a sort of a having worked in television perspective, it is shot beautifully, but also it is by the end. Well, first of all, thanks to you and your mum. I won't spoil it for everyone, but you made me cry, so thank you for that. But I think it comes at such a beautifully timed time for people to remind ourselves of one of our beloved sports of this country, where it all comes from. So, you've probably seen it quite a few times now. Do you know how many times you've seen it?
Yeah, tonight will be my 8th time.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I'm not sick of it yet either.
Good.
So it's good. Yeah.
What did it feel like the first time you watched it back? Was it fun and overwhelming and terrifying and all of the things?
Yeah, so much has changed since that, since doing all of the screenings, even like the actual filming itself. So you hear your voice and it's like, and I cringe at the same spots, I laugh at the same spots, I cry at the same spots. It's definitely an absolute roller coaster of a documentary to watch.
When you were approached, was it something that you had to give careful consideration, or was it like, yep, I'm in?
I'm a very loud, boisterous kind of personality. So, straight away when Lisa, because I had a dog and she was wearing this little swan dry and she actually ran out onto the field and my friend Ashley, who was playing, grabbed her by the coat and like yeeted her off the field. And I'm running down like the sideline like, my dog. And I just kept on seeing this camera point towards me and it was Lisa. I thought she was just getting the dog. And just because I'm loud and proud and watching these two rugby teams who I was just checking out the competition because they were new. And she asked me, am I allowed to swear?
You are allowed to swear.
Okay. She goes, do you play for one of these teams? I said, fuck no, I play for Southern. And then she just burst into laughter and then it kind of captured from there. And I did an interview and then, hello, I'm here. So, yeah, it worked.
Oh, that's an awesome story.
Yeah.
Well, your dog is a star as well.
Is,
yeah.
She is.
What's her name again?
Scout.
Scout.
Yeah.
She is she gives main character energy.
She takes after her mother
Yeah.
there.
I love it. And so I said a few weeks ago to an amazing guest I had on, Pene Pāti, who is a beautiful opera singer, just taken Samoa to the world. And I said to him when his documentary came out, one of the things that's tricky to do, that you don't want to do when you interview someone, is literally sit here and talk about the whole film and give it away, and then people go, well, actually, I don't really need to go. And so we won't do that. But I think it's important for people to know that it's this beautifully told story that follows yourself and a number of other women who play across in Taranaki in various teams, and it follows a season. But the stories behind you all is what is sort of the focal point.
Yep.
So yes, it's about the growth in women's rugby, the sort of real beautiful backstory of Michaela Blythe, now Break, her mother, all of these amazing story arcs that weave in to follow the season along. What I love the most about it is that all of you are every kind of woman in New Zealand. You know, there's different things that I could relate to from you to the like Mariana, for instance. You watch it and you feel at the end like all of you.
Yeah.
Because it's just so everyday New Zealand. Has that kind of been some of the feedback that you've got?
Definitely, we get that a lot, and because we are all so different, but also so the same. At the end of the day, when we're on the field, you know, that's what matters there. But it's following behind the scenes of our lives and what women tend to go to. Men, not all men, but they do get to just kind of leave everything at home and, you know, piss off to training and that. But then when there's mothers, jobs, you know, everything, kids that you've got to sort out, dinner before you go to training, it's a lot. So I'm really happy that Lisa was able to capture what we all go through. I don't have children of my own besides my dog, but, you know, she comes to rugby training for the likes of Atalia, who's in there, Two Copper Woman put a babysitter on. So it really does allow women to be women, and I find that so empowering, and Lisa really captured that.
What was it like? You say that you're, you know, loud and boisterous and the life of the party. I've actually added that in there. I'm assuming that's an assumption. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Life of the party.
Nickname Kate out the gate.
That's so awesome. Oh my God, that's awesome. But what was it like actually, and probably watching it back in a way that, what was it like to be your soul?
For me, it was a lot. Like, I still get very emotional at certain points of the documentary because I did give everything, you know, and so did my mum. So I really appreciate her being there and her actually naming the film. So, yeah, it's been a big journey, but I'm proud for it to be out there. Yeah.
Let's talk about women's rugby and your love for playing the sport. When you were growing up as a little girl, because you're 29, so you're 10 years younger than me. When I was growing up and watching, so I loved sport and played sport, but when I was growing up, I didn't see a lot of women on my television screens. You know, with the exception of, you know, the Olympics or the Silver Ferns, really. So 10 years my junior, what drew you to sport? Was it still heavily male dominated, or were you starting to see pockets of women that inspired you?
Yeah. I grew up in a little place called Takapo in Hawke's Bay, you know, running out on that field, no boots, icy cold grounds, you know, mum's getting her coffee, and dad and my uncle had, you know, they were very male, obviously, like, in their industry or of sport, and they were coaches, they were players, and so we were proud little midgets back then, you'd call it, for that, playing that game, and they were always there, always, you know, flicking us out or play with your cousins or whatever it was, who were all males, and just kind of got thrown into that, and then mum kind of, all right, come on, we're doing this, so mum kind of took on that role and was quite boisterous around it as well.
So you just, it's almost like it almost wasn't a choice.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah. I'm not fit to be like a netball player. Like, a whistle would blow like every 5 seconds. Obstruction. You know, it was something like because I think I'd be way too aggressive around that. I have a couple of other nicknames, Hurricane Kate and Bob Polar. So it's a way to get all of that out, you know. So yeah.
So what I find interesting about that is that's probably also, there's probably a few different realities for people, and a name that comes to mind is another Naki girl, Kendra Coxedge, you know, and like her just like muscling in, playing with her rallies, playing with the boys and all of that. So it is amazing then if we think about it, and then if we go, okay, in the past, I guess, I don't know, 5 or 10 years, we have seen, and there's so many people that have paved the way. But as someone that's playing and has dreams of getting to a professional level, how encouraging has it been to watch this meteoric rise of women's rugby and watch it while you're in it? Like, is that quite exciting to be immersed in a sport where women are professional, getting recognition, selling out stadiums? Like, what does that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I've helped start a couple of rugby teams now, and also, you know, being a part of bringing back the feel for Taranaki and helping name that, and also the Hawke's Bay Tuis, being a part of those teams that haven't had teams in a long time and bring them back to life. Like, it brings me so much joy to know that oh my God, now look at them, you know, these clubs are going places, or they've still got a team, or, you know, but I do think it's, you know, it's a tapping on the shoulder, like, oh, come play for us, just to get a few numbers in, and then it's like, boom, oh my God, we could have 2 teams kind of thing. So it's incredible to see how far the sport has come, you know, from being an only girl or 2 or 3 girls in a kids rugby team to just female girls team, which we do at Southern. Friday nights are for the girls, for girls rugby, and it's really awesome just to see how many teams we can get into that for them.
And I think as well, if we look back at winning the Rugby World Cup in 2023, and the just incredible tournament that was here in Aotearoa, but again, like probably for you, witnessing young kids, girls and boys, being able to have new heroes, being able to have women heroes, is such a special thing. And here's a question for you, because was it your mum that said that you're playing a man's sport?
Yes.
Or yes, it was. It was. So, what do you think about that? Because I'm thoroughly, like, I'm such a champion of women's sport. I love watching how we're going, and we've still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm right either, but I like to think that 2 sexes are playing the same sport, but actually it's a different game. And I don't think I always thought that. It wasn't until I started going to more women's sport, particularly in recent times, rugby, and then when the football was here, and even our cricket, so when we've had recent World Cups here, that I go, hang on a minute, yes, we're playing the same sport, but why are we constantly comparing the game to how the men play it? So what do you think? Do you think, oh, it is a man's sport?
Not at all. I mean, I'd challenge any male to come run at me. Like, I would give it my damnedest to tackle you, you know, and it's the mindset. I had a question the other day around just what makes you want to tackle, and I like to, Medi actually uses it perfectly. She's, I want to embarrass you. Or I think it's actually Michaela, that says that. But when the crowd is there and you do a good tackle and you hear the crowd go, whoa, you're like, yeah, I did that. It brings you so much confidence and joy that you've just smashed, you know, your player. But just want to highlight, there's a girl, our halfback, she's only about 50 kilos, and you see her in the documentary tackling Medi, who is a much bigger prop, you know, and she puts everything. Her mindset is that I'm going to embarrass you, I'm going to get you down. If I have to hang off you or do whatever, and she does that. So it's a mindset. It's not if you're big or you're small, it's that anyone can do anything. Any of these girls can be black ferns. We can do whatever you want, you know, just set your mind to it. Yeah.
Just going to, so you love tackling people.
Yeah.
What and so when you are running at someone, what is it? You're like, I'm gonna destroy you.
Yeah, there's a feeling. It's like, oh God, I really hope I don't miss. You know, but yeah, you line them up and you just go for gold, and you just want to get them down. You don't want to let your team down. You want to put the other team in their place. And as a forward, especially a front rower, you know, your job is just to pretty much run it straight and take the hit and just be the grunt of it. And Kronos, the Black Ferns scrum coach, sees it perfect. There's no front row Barbie. I mean, I feel like a front row Barbie today, being all nicely dressed, but
There's no front row Barbie.
yeah.
What is that? What can you unpack that a bit for me more?
So I mean, when you're in the scrum, I mean, you're sweaty, your hair's an absolute mess, and you dig down and you just get it done. You know, you grit your teeth, whatever it may be, but you just get your job done. So as soon as you go into that scrum, it's game on. Yeah.
So is that like? I mean, does that mean that like it's ugly in there?
It is very. You feel like empowered, but you do look fucking ugly, like in there. I mean, because you look down and you look up, and you look at your teammate, and there's sweat dripping off their nose, or there's a cut on their face, their hair's already halfway undone, but that's the name of the game, and I guess, I mean, you do feel, I guess, beautiful in a way, but you're definitely scrunched up and looking like a...
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
But I do, you're right though, but there's also a beauty. You're right, there is a beauty to it.
Yeah.
Like there's just, and I think that, again, when you're on the side of the field watching a game of rugby, when you hear the hits, you can actually feel, it's like I've got, I have such a beautiful relationship with so many of our Black Ferns, but my God,
Yeah.
I have no, and I like to think I'm quite tough. I have no interest at running towards any of them.
Yeah.
You grew up in a what town was it?
So Takapo.
Takapo, yes,
yeah.
of course. So in Hawke's Bay. When did you move to Taranaki?
Oh gosh, my parents split up when I was in primary school, so that's when I moved down the South Island for a while, and then Dad moved me and my older sister back up here. And I've kind of always come back, like seeing the Maunga and stuff like every day. People say in the film, oh, you don't see the mountain that much. Well, you do, like, and it's beautiful. Something always draws me back to Taranaki, and
And what got you into farming? Was it
Dad? Yeah, absolutely Dad. He moved us down to the bottom of the South Island in a tiny place called Nightcaps, where everything is when I have a few glasses of wine, it does come out too, actually. But Dad, immersed himself into, South Island farming, which is huge, 1,000 cow farm or whatever it may be down there. And then coming back and still staying in that industry. I didn't want to be a dairy farmer because there's such a stigma around, oh, you just pull tits for a living, or, or whatever it is, or you just do this. It's like, no, you don't. Like, take a step back into my world and try to do my job.
Who are these people that say that?
Uneducated.
They're like the opposition. Is that sheep farmers? I've not heard such things, but wow.
Yeah, it's horrible. And I say that my career is kind of like a paddock to plate. My first job was working at McDonald's. I've worked at the freezing works, and then I've also taught farming for primary RTO. I've worked at Farm Source, and I've been a farmer, both sheep and beef and dairy. So it's a full circle moment to be able to, wake people up and make sure they've got milk for their coffees in the morning. Yeah.
But it's a hard job, man. That is a hard career that you have chosen.
Yeah.
Can you give me some of some of your reasons why you do it, and then also some of the hardest things?
Yeah. Why I do it, I don't. There's something about getting up in those crisp mornings, like when it is like 0 degrees and you've got your hands behind the muffler, like trying to get warm. I don't know what it is, but it's just this. It's a really cool feeling. I mean, it sucks, but then it really does suck being like that cold. But there's just a really, I don't know. You take a step back, like Michaela, like when she's standing up on the hill and you just see the farming, the calves. You just take a step back and just take it in, and you're like, this air is actually so nice to breathe. I feel like at peace almost. It's also very hard being isolated when you talk to your cows. Shit, I'm going crazy. Like, Scout, where are you? I'll talk to some other animal. Because sometimes you don't see people for a long time. When I was shepherding, I was 45k on a gravel road to the back of my farm in Hawke's Bay. So you definitely need to find outlets. Back then, mental health wasn't talked about a lot. I was the only female on my farm. I got picked up by a farm owner when I went out docking for some work experience, and I was studying at the time, and he just asked me if I could come back, and then I was like, well, this is the start. So yeah, it's a journey, but if you find those right outlets, having good people around you, a good pub doesn't go too far either.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Isolating is
One of the themes to your story that I want to sort of expand on that is in the film, which is beautiful, and they kind of do all weave together, is the farming, but and as you've just touched on as well, mental health, the connection that the rugby and playing with your teammates gives you, and also this beautiful relationship with your mum. So sticking with the farming for a bit, talking about being lonely. So it being a really often a lonely place, and it is well documented that our rural communities for probably far too long didn't deal with feelings, didn't deal with putting themselves first, and we still have really heavy unresolved issues in those communities with mental health issues. So for you, how do you obviously rugby being one, but how do you keep yourself in check with your health and well-being in what can be a really hard job physically and mentally?
A quote from the film that I said when my uncle and I are out crutching some sheep was, there's no time for it. You just kind of have to, suck it up and move on. Sorry, probably get a little bit emotional around it, but like it's really hard. When you need to check yourself, usually mum will see it before I do, or your friends around you. But that's, you go out those gates and you forget about work, because it is very time consuming. You're getting up at 4:30 and sometimes you don't finish work till 6:30 that night, and then you're trying to juggle, trying to have a social life or just trying to have a life that's not on the farm. So making sure that you are getting outside those farm gates are extremely needed. That's like young farmers for me has been another really good outlet. Getting off farm, like-minded people doing the exact same thing, needing to check themselves, whether it is going to somebody else's farm, for instance, and chucking some tyres on a haystack or silage stack, and is just getting off your farm and doing something for yourself. It's very important.
Do you think that have you noticed, like in the community that you work in as well, that people are starting to talk and getting better at communicating with each other? I
think Marcia at Rural Support Trust, she does an immaculate job. She's been in that job for a very long time. She could get anyone to kind of open up and talk. She's got a very welcoming kind of aura, I guess, if you want to call it that. And the word around kind of getting to speak up now, like let's talk, or not going up to someone, are you okay? Because that's like, they're just going to say yes. It's not an open-ended question. So having like, I don't know what the word is, like cinemas, or I guess if you want to call it that, like rural meetings, just having a barbecue, getting people, again, just off farm so they can stop thinking about it for a second. Because imagine if you've got a cow down with milk fever, and that one's, it's trying to calve and you need to help that, and then you're trying to think, oh my God, like what's that worker doing down the road, or why is that person not here? Then your phone's ringing, like you're trying to juggle so many things, and farmers do put everything aside to try and focus on what's happening on farm. Yeah.
And I don't think that that there's a way that will necessarily change, but it's more like figuring out how to sort of wrap support around each other. But I guess one of the fascinating things is as well, though, like my auntie, who's no longer with us, she actually was one of the first female farm managers back in the think it was like the 80s, or it might even been the 70s.
Yeah.
Auntie Beck, and she was a farmer in Hawke's Bay.
Yeah.
But she never would have talked about mental health. That just wasn't it just wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
But do you find though that within yourself, and how you were brought up as well, that there is still quite a I find it fascinating from an outsider's point of view, that there's this element of toughness and carry on, and we've got no time for that, How have you felt that it has developed where actually you can be this, but you actually can be vulnerable? Is that something, because we see that with you in the film, that might end up being sort of something by accident that you might be a bit of a role model for? You can be tough and have feelings.
Yeah. I mean, I cry a lot. I'm a little teddy bear as well. You don't really see that kind of on the field, except if I cry in the documentary because I'm injured, because I feel like I've let so many people down. I don't cry because I'm injured. I cry because I've got a job to do and I want to get up and do it, but I physically can't. So, I mean, I'll break down and cry in my car if I hear a song that I think is emotional and I relate to it. So, and then I'll replay that again and I kind of make myself cry a little bit. And I don't know if that's weird or not, but it's okay to cry and just have a moment to yourself. It's okay to be sad, but when you're feeling like it's becoming more and more, figuring out or trying to make something, find an answer as to why and what can help, get out of that kind of rut.
One of the other parts of the film that really is one of my favourite parts, as someone who has a really beautiful relationship with my mum as well, as your relationship with your mum. And we learned pretty early on that this is not a spoiler, by the way, everyone, but she travels 600 Ks to come and watch you play.
Yeah, crazy. It's so crazy. She's an incredible woman. I've really only known her and had a relationship with her from the age of 15, I think, 15 or 16. So she's my best friend. It's crazy that you're 29 and you still cry for your mum, when you don't see her on the sideline. I'm like, oh God, I'm trying to focus on kickoff here, but I'm just she said she was going to be here, what's happened? And then you see her oh, thank God, she's my little good luck charm. She got really sick last season, I think? And she couldn't come to any games. So that was really hard for me. I'd ring her before the game, answer your phone. And then she wouldn't answer her phone, so I'll ring my sister, put mum on the phone. Just so I could talk to her before, and then I ring her straight after she's that first phone call. So she is the strongest pillar in my life. She's gone through so much, so I need to take a leaf out of her book sometimes, and she checks me all the time. Well, what's happening, Bobby? What's happening? You're not yourself. Come on, what's wrong? And they're nothing, I don't want to talk about it. Well, we're talking about it. Sit you down, it's okay. Just talk to me. So I'm and then you cry, and then you both cry, and then you get angry, and then you're just I'm finished having this conversation now, wipe the tears, done. And then get that mum cuddle. There's nothing like a mum cuddle.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, my God. Everyone calls my mum Mama Rach, and she's just very, because my mother is very tall, and I don't know what it does. I don't know if it's that little squeeze or she just takes you in, but there's nothing like a Mama Rach cuddle.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Do you find that as you've developed a relationship, and sounds like it's just getting stronger and stronger, and you almost made me well up as well, because I think about what I would, the kind of relationship I had with my mum as a kid, and then as a teenager, and then even probably in my 20s, that I don't think you can regret it, but you kind of wish that you knew what you knew now about how special they are to you, and I mean, there's as I say, you can't take time back, but do you find as you get older though as well, that, and she may not admit this or want to admit it, that you teach her some lessons too? Because what I loved in my observation is that she does have some quite black and white views, and I'm here for it. My mum's the same.
Yeah.
But do you think that there's maybe elements of you that influence her?
I mean, she always says that I'm her favourite. No, I'm just kidding. No, she has actually said that in the past. She never stops learning. She learns stuff from my baby sisters as well, my younger siblings, and she's a firm believer in you never stop learning. And I take a leaf out of her book, my siblings' books, everyone's kind of opinions, and then then I'll give my own kind of from there. But she is a very strong-willed, with black and white views too, but she's one of the biggest sooks as well. Like, she cries over everything. So it's okay to be vulnerable as well. She'll just be having a conversation like we are right now, and then she'll think of something and just like start crying. So no, but she's very strong, very strong-minded and strong-willed. Yeah.
One of the, again, I said that I wouldn't do this, but I won't actually give the scene away. But where you got me is a piece where actually. How do I do this without not giving it away? It's not like it's So you are about to play. This probably maybe happens a few times where, and I wonder whether it wasn't until you saw it, but you basically think that by you not going on the field, you're going to let her down, and then we discover that she doesn't want you to go on the field because you're carrying an injury. And I think for me, like, did that make you realise that your mum is proud of you regardless?
Yeah, she definitely tells me that all the time. She'll always just like randomly ring me and just be like, I just want to let you know, Bobby, that I'm really proud of you and I love you. And I'm just like, oh, you have no idea. It's like some weird thing. I needed to hear that today. That's like, she's an absolute superwoman. Sorry for getting emotional, by the way, but
please do not apologise.
She's words can't describe like my mum. A powerhouse superwoman with every power in the world. But yeah, I feel like she just knows when something's up, and she's not afraid to give you a call. But she gets up at bloody 11 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's like, Mum, like, I've already milked the cows, I've already done this. This is my breakfast right now. Hurry up and answer your phone.
Would you love it if she lived in the same area as you? Yeah,
so she has before, not lived, but after my stepdad died, she came and stayed with me for, oh gosh, I can't remember how long it was, but I job hunt for her. We got a job interview and stuff, and she was all sorted, and she'd come with me on the farm, not in the morning milkings, but everything else that, she was there, and come to the afternoon ones, just get her to spray the cows' teats and stuff like that. Just, she's an ex-dairy farmer. She knows the mahi that literally goes into doing that, and just having a gate opener makes a big difference, or somebody to jump in and out of the tractor to go and open that gate, or, it's cool having your mum there. Like, I don't know if I could be with her 24/7. Like, she lives 3 hours away. But having her there for that 10 weeks or whatever it was that she was there when she was going through one of her darkest times, because I was feeling that pain too. So it was really good just to be in each other's presence around that.
You do discuss on the film, and it must have been really, really hard to do this, and you lost your stepdad. She lost her fiance, to suicide. Yeah. Was that hard? Was it a hard decision to talk about that? Because it's not only is it utterly tragic, it's very personal.
Yeah.
Was that hard to decide to bring that to the film?
I just wanted to give my stepdad a bit of time, because he helped shape me. He was my rugby coach as well for high school, and he put so much time into me, whether he's just got a ball and just in the house, or, being rough and tumble around that. And I just wanted to give him his own little part in that, and also so people can talk up about that. I wanted to open up the discussion around it because it's been such a burden, and it sits really heavy on my chest even trying to talk about it now, but they deserve it. My Nana Sue deserved it too, you know. So being able to show the world, one, that it's okay to talk about stuff like that. It's okay to give them their time, even though they're not here. And, you know, they supported me. So it's my way of giving back and supporting them and showing them, you know, hey, you're still here and I'm still thinking about you, you know. He passed away in 2017 and my Nana not too long, a few years later. So they were the matriarchs, I guess, of our family. Big personalities. Yeah. So, and he even stood taller than my mum. So imagine getting a cuddle from him, you know, and then getting a little squishy cuddle from your Nana. Has that distinctive smell and just soft skin. So, yeah, I mean, I miss them so much. Like, holy shit, so much. Yeah, it's a lot, and I just wanted to give them their time and their moment.
I bet you think about them all the time, but also particularly with such a beautiful part of your life, which is rugby. Is it often that's when you're like, I did good today?
Yeah, like my granddad, when he passed away, not long actually after Joe as well, but he went out to rugby and cricket commentary. He didn't go out to Saving Grace or whatever people play at funerals now. He literally...
That's classic.
Yeah. I mean, I used to sit there and my great-grandfather, you know, he was amazing. And he'd just sit there and just... You'd be like, oh, I can't hear anything. He's got these bloody headphones on because he can't hear anything unless it's like right here. But again, they all had big parts in your life, and it's... you never want to stop celebrating them. You never want to put them aside. I wear them wherever I go, you know, and I hope that they are proud of me for what I am doing.
Yeah. Oh, I have no doubt that they would be. The No Tears on the Field as the name of the film, also being quite a pinnacle piece of your story and Mum's story about not crying on the field. I mean, if something really hurt, surely you're allowed to cry. I mean, it's kind of a double message, though, isn't it? It's sort of, well, is it a double message in the overall scheme of things? Yeah,
I guess like it's literally what it says. No tears on the field. No, my mum my whole life has said that to us. Like, no crying on the field. Do not cry. She'll pull you off the field, and then you can cry. I've only ever cried on the field once, and I will never do it again. You know, I got a huge head knock and I couldn't see my mother at all. And open your eyes, you're looking around, you can't see shit, like, besides highlighter yellow. And I can hear my mum. I can hear her, I'm coming, Bobby, I'm coming, Mum, I can't see. You know, it's like, just in that moment, I remember it so vividly, and then I'm blurry, but I'm coming to. I just got a knee straight to the forehead, like out cold for God knows how long. And my mum's not a runner, but by the time I woke up, she had gotten over the field. So, you know, he could have been out for, I don't even know how long. But again, just hearing her voice, that I'm coming, Bobby, I'm coming. And then you open your eyes and you're like, oh, God. And she's like, don't you cry. So, you know, pulled me off the field and the game kept on playing. It is a physical thing, like not crying, but also you're tougher than that. Man up. You can be a teddy bear off the field, but you're on that field and you've got a job to do. So do your fucking job. Yeah.
I think I topsy-turned a little bit as I watched it and thought whether I thought that, you know, whether I was like, oh no, but then I started flashing back to like bloody primary school hockey, and even when I played in the fourth form D netball team at Rangiora High School, I was like, actually, it's actually quite a cool message. It's like, you've just got to park some shit, you know. And so I started and thought, but then I went, nah, like that's the same as I went to when I'm having my hardest runs, and I've stopped and cried, and then it's like, mate,
Yeah.
this is like, you can feel like a bag of dicks, but you have to this is not going to help you get to the finish line. So by the end of it, I was like, no, So it is quite a...
It's awesome. And just that mum, named that. So, and you grow up at 3 or 4 years old running around and you're not allowed to cry. I don't care if your toes are cold or broken. I don't care. Get off the field. Break down to me. I'll give you a cuddle, cry on my shoulder, but just get off the field first.
Yeah, I love it. Like, what does a year or what does a day in the life look like for you? But actually, it's more about how do you do it all?
I think, definitely if you want to do it, you make time for it. And I think what I've learnt, I would consider myself like an active relaxer. My mum calls it crazy, having colour coordination, calendars, schedules and lists and stuff. But to me, like, I know exactly what I need to do and I know when I need to get it done, kind of thing. So if you need time for yourself, you need to make time for yourself. The world is not going to stop being busy around you. I pack my schedule because I don't like to be sitting still and doing nothing. People call me, crazy. Just slow down. Nah, I'm good. Gotta go, whatever it may be. But, I think you definitely need to make time for yourself. And, and it's hard because I'm not a mother. I mean, it's easy because Scout's so small, being a miniature foxy that's barely 4 kilos, so it's easy just for me to pick her up and take her wherever I go. I mean, she's even allowed in the pub back at home. Like, she just cruises around. You can't take a 3-year-old kid to the pub and do that kind of stuff. So I don't know about mothers like that, that do have children. But for myself, I make time for myself because I know how I get. I've got huge abandonment issues from my father. So I don't like to be alone either. So I'm always around people. I'm a very socialite butterfly. Like, I'm always talking. You can barely shut me up. So Medi has been balancing me out perfectly doing interviews and stuff lately. So I'm like, I'll be quiet in this one, and then we're both, and then, top and turn around it. So,
Do you, at the, you had a Black Ferns scrum camp?
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh, that would have been about 2 years ago now. Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago that things were shot. So is there still those, you'd love the black jersey?
I mean, I do look good in black. No. I definitely think I'm kind of getting to the other end of my kind of playing career now. It's really, really amazing to see younger Black Ferns come through with the amount of talent that they have. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to go and take that away from them. No. I do have a lot of aspirations. I'd love to be a rugby development officer for Taranaki, and I just want to give back and just be in that realm when I do retire. I'm on junior rugby committees, want to be on the senior committee for my club. I just want to be there. I'm coming into my 9th season playing for them. So it's been a bit of time put in that club, but you can see how much love I have for that club and what it's done for me. So I feel like it's my way of giving back to them for what they've done.
If the phone rang though, you'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
One of the things that was also that is so wonderful about women's rugby here in Aotearoa, but also women's sport. And gosh, even if it was a weekly sewing club, that actually our women's run club run past a women's sewing club every Tuesday. I think the other bit that we should not underestimate is the power of community.
Yep.
And I don't think there is a better tonic than just a period of time where you're spending with like-minded women.
Yeah.
But when I say like-minded, from all walks of life. So if you parked rugby, do you believe that actually the fundamental thing that makes your sort of your heart and soul sing is that community of women?
Yeah, very much that. When women get together and you, I don't know what it is, where you just yarn about absolutely anything and everything under the sun, and it's a feel good. You feel so good, and especially like-minded women, whether it is in the farming community or just somebody that likes to talk about my dog, like on the middle of the street. I don't know what it is, but you definitely feel empowered. Just being around other women. And I want to stress this so much, that women and girls that are coming through are, they are going to be the next Black Ferns, or they're going to be the next Sevens, or they might only be the manager of their farm, but they can do anything and probably do it better than men. Period.
Well, look, and I will full stop that one and drop the mic, I think. You mentioned before Kate out the gate. What happens when Kate goes out the gate?
She has a few too many glasses of wine. No, it's just I've always been called that. I've always kind of been a big drinker. I do get a bit louder when I am kind of just released to the world, I guess, outside those gates, that I just become an absolute menace. An absolute menace. So, yeah, Kate out the gate, shit, that's been with me for a very, very long time. Yeah.
Are you a dancer? Like, do you get on the D floor?
No, more of a, like, steal your mic, it's my turn to sing. Like, yeah.
And it is wine? Wine is your drink of choice?
Well, it used to be beer. I can't drink carbonated drinks and stuff now since stomach surgery, so I just tend to just have a nice glass of cold sav, and that does the trick. Yeah.
What was the stomach surgery?
So in the film, I was 125 kilos. I had a kind of, I don't know, mini breakdown, if you will, and a couple of health issues, and the doctor recommended to go and get a gastric bypass, and so I did. So I'm not a front rower anymore. So I'm trying to move off to blindside flanker, which is where I started my club journey way back in God knows how many years ago now. So, yeah, I'm on the side now, not in the front. So, and out of the damage area.
Has that operation been an integral, a great change for you?
Yeah. I feel so much better about myself, mentally, physically. I'm trying to find, what works for me clothing-wise, and I do feel a lot better about myself. With that comes another struggle. I have a therapist because I have body dysmorphia now, where, some days I just feel like I'm still that size. There's nothing wrong with being that size either. I want to make that very clear. It was just for me personally, with the health issues and kind of mental kind of barrier for myself, and I flew off to Turkey and got the surgery. So, so I've lost over 50 kilos. So I'll tell you what, I can run now. Like, I can actually run. I don't have to wear 3 bras. I can actually run, like, more than 100 metres, and I haven't played this year yet. So I've got a tournament next weekend in Waipakato over in Hawke's Bay. So I need to keep remembering I'm not that size anymore, and I can't rely on just that. So technique is going to be the next factor in that.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way.
Very open about it.
I know this as a 39-year-old woman as well, that like strength for women is so important, and building strength. Is that something that's really important to you?
Yeah. Strength. Yeah. Brain and body. I like pick up seed bags at work sometimes. They're 25 kilos, and I can sometimes, like now, because I've lost so much muscle mass as well, pick them up. I'm like, oh my God, I've lost 2 of these, and I can barely pick up this one. My poor partner. But it's definitely like a pinch me moment now. I used to be able to pick up and hold in a line out my friend Kayla on my own. So hopefully I might be the one getting chucked up now. It's my turn.
Yeah.
to be a little ballerina. But it's given me another kind of lease on life, which I'm so proud of for myself. And
when do you turn 30?
January the 17th.
January the 17th. How do you feel about that? Is that something that you're like, sweet as, let me at it?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm just kind of like being reborn a little bit, get through this season, hopefully injury free, and then I've only got a season and a half to get to my 100th game. So it's just going through the paces of the game, I mean my knees and my hips and my fingers, they all feel like they're retired already, but they've got a few more to go.
For any little girl or boy who watches the film or hasn't seen it or hasn't watched it by the time they've heard this, or their parents, I don't know if the little kids listen to Kiwi Yarns, but if their parents do and we're passing stuff on, what like if you were giving here we go, I'll rephrase it. If you were giving little you a message, or any other kid out there, about not crying on the field, but being vulnerable, following your dreams, not putting up with shit, what would you be saying to them?
Gosh, that's a big question on it. So, but just to literally do what you want to do. I've been in that male-dominated industry. I've been in that male-dominating sport. So I've been there. By the time that these kids are getting older, or, it's going to be changed again. It's going to be more for them and women, girls coming through. So just to literally just do what you want to do. Yeah. And there's no shame in taking time for yourself and doing what you want to do. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
I'm going to give you Kiwi Yarns quick fire questions. And then after that, we're going to the pub. I need to see Kate out the gate. I love that also one of your nicknames is Hurricane.
Hurricane Kate. Yeah.
See, my surname's Kane, so I get the Hurricane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like that. It's quite clever. Question number 1. What kai is on the menu for your final feed? So last feed of life.
Hangi stuffing pumpkin sandwich.
Wow, that's so specific.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So good.
I love it. Question 2. If I gave you a magic wand to change one thing in Aotearoa, what would it be?
Gosh, that quick fire too. More fuel.
More fuel. No, good. I like that. We need more fuel. Cheaper fuel. Yeah. Favourite Kiwi artist or a song?
Brooke Fraser. Oh my God, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but I love Brooke Fraser.
Beautiful. Where would you love to go in Aotearoa that you haven't been?
Stewart Island.
That's
Good
awesome.
hunting over there. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I've never been.
It's such a cool place. Kiwi in the wild.
Yeah.
Actually, you'll love this. Here's a little story for you. Because you know how when you see kiwi in a zoo or anything, it's always pitch black.
Yeah.
You can never see them. It's like be quiet and be Anyway, Stewart Island, right? I've been there 3 times now. I go down to do this run. Last year, we are walking. Been at the pub, quite steamed. Walking back, the All Blacks were playing the Wallabies. We're walking back to our house, and I shit you not. We've got the thing on. We're sort of stumbling along. We're like, and there's a rugby field, okay, and bush surrounding the rugby field. We're like, should we stop and see if we can find some kiwi? So we go and have a look in the rugby field. Don't see any. Anyway, as we're coming back on the side of the road by the rugby field, under a street light, while the All Blacks are playing, a kiwi just comes out and is just like doop-de-doo under the light. So you have to go there.
That's really cool. Yeah.
It's an amazing place. Now, last question. You are stranded on the Auckland Islands, okay? And in particular, an island called Disappointment Island.
Oh, gosh.
5 things that you're taking to just help you be stranded but not disappointed.
A Spotify playlist.
Yeah, good for
food, wine, good pair of red band gum boots. I probably should have some matches or something in there.
Yeah, because you'd be able to hunt together. You'd be sweet.
Easy,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Great. That is everything. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I'm
thank
so
you.
glad that you had the time to come and talk to me in the midst of this sort of amazing roller coaster of a really beautiful film and some wonderful wahine toa that should be and will be celebrated. So thank you for coming on Kiwi Yarns.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
It's awesome.
My absolute pleasure. And thank you to all of you who have watched or listened. Make sure you do watch No Tears on the Field. It is absolutely incredible. And that was Kiwi Yarns. We'll see you next week.